The fuck do you mean we? And who the hell do you mean y'all? You 550 fucking years old? Because I'm not. That means you were never a slave and I was never a slave owner. Furthermore, how do you know any of my relatives ever owned a slave? And if they didn't, why are you grouping me in with that shit? See, here's the thing. As long as you keep grouping all white people into that bullshit right there, white people are going to continue to not give a fuck about your whining, crying, bitching, and moaning. Because they have nothing to do with it. Very small percentage of white people in this country owned slaves back in the day, which meant 99% of the people did not. But you attribute all white people to that shit. No wonder why they just look at you and go, fuck you and your crime. The fuck do you mean we? And who the hell do you...
Y'all love to play these present tense, past tense shenanigans, don't you? You ain't got no issue in saying we when you talking about the Declaration of Independence in 1776. Your ass was born in 1776. I ain't got no issue in talking about how we won the American Revolution and everybody wasn't even free then. No issue with we and they when you talking about Thanksgiving either. You finna celebrate that shit in a couple days. Ain't that further into past than slavery? When it comes to the historical accomplishments of America, you say we did that. But when it comes to all the bad things in the past that America has done, oh, that was them. That's not us. Don't hold us accountable to that. Everybody in the back. The American economy in 2020 is structured by all that surplus of labor that was brought on the backs of slaves during King Cotton times. I'm not sure who need to hear this, but history is a part of the core curriculum when you're learning, whether you in middle school, high school, or college. History is a part of that curriculum, man. Stop playing. Growing up in that Christian church, I wasn't born during the times of Jesus' times, but we still say he died for our sins. We say that.
Consciously. Well, I know you think you did something, but you didn't really. See, all you did was your normal shtick and routine, which is throw all this bullshit out there, race hustling, ignorant ass, stupid stuff that you think is relevant from what used to be, because that's all you speak on about what used to be, and you try to make it relevant for today, which it fails miserably on its face because you got one problem. You can't prove any of it. These are just all what you think and feel. Right? You think because a black man is not successful today, it must be due to racism. It must be due to redlining. It must be due to segregation. It must be due that you can't succeed as a black man because the white man has privilege and they're holding you down. Well, one problem with that, my friend, way too much evidence of black people succeeding all around you in spite of all of this bullshit that you spew. And if you'd have taken 5 minutes to go watch any of my videos, you would have seen I don't speak on the past. I speak on what is. And what is today is there's too much evidence of black people succeeding all around you for any of that bullshit that you say to fucking matter, because it doesn't. Consciously. Boy, I know you think you did something, but you didn't really. See,
first of all, I ain't no boy. I'm a grown ass man. Second of all, you mean to tell me I can't prove that you say we when it comes to the Declaration of Independence? So you telling me if I go to your social media, I'm not going to see you celebrating the past 4th of July? I bet you when your sports teams win, you say we won from the couch, huh? I'm not the one to play these present tense, past tense games with, man. But shit, you still celebrate 4th of July because you recognize the significance it has to the day, right? In a couple of days, you're going to celebrate the past of Thanksgiving, huh? That colonial history you love so much because you recognize how it impacts today, huh? Just so we clear, old fella, the comment, we picked y'all cotton for 400 years, at least y'all got free labor, is a true statement. White people don't want to be criticized for what their ancestors did, but they sure as hell want to hold on to the profits their ancestors left. Lastly, talking to a whole ass successful black man. I'm in my business office, GeorgeLeeSpeaks.com, man. Stop playing with me.
Consciously, boy, that's a hell of a stretch to try to say because somebody celebrates a significant or historical event is the same as somebody using a historical event as an excuse to fail today. That's just ridiculous. And you know it. It's just more of your race hustling bullshit to try to prove your point because most people aren't going to push back on you. But again, I will. Furthermore, you want to sit here and say that I benefited from these slave owners. How precisely? Please, if you're going to throw that general statement out there, please tell me how I, somebody whose family, nobody in my family owned a slave or a plantation, don't have any of that generational wealth that was passed down. How did I benefit from it? How do I benefit from it today? And furthermore, before you start throwing out these laws and these things that are designed to be racist towards black people and hold black people back, provide for us how that only applies to black people and it doesn't apply to white people as well. You can't, you know it, and I know it. Try again. You're failing miserably. Consciously, boy, that's a hell of a stretch to try to say because somebody celebrated.
Mr. Griff, sir, what in the gaslight is you doing? Nobody ever said that acknowledging the historical legacy of slavery is a reason to fail. Nobody ever said that. Furthermore, when you say, how did I benefit from slavery? My ancestors didn't own slaves. I have a great reading for you because, you know, education is elevation and research over research. Here's an understanding of your talk about racism. To answer this question about how your family never owned slaves, the problem with these arguments that they only work because most whites don't know anything about the history of racial oppression in this country. There are signs of extreme ignorance. Furthermore, for 2 centuries, slavery was a major foundation of this country as an economy, a society, and a polity. Still a native land, there is no United States. There had been no African enslavement, there had been no King Cotton. Without no King Cotton, America don't get into the global economy. Without the global economy, your family, if you say didn't own slaves, would not want to come to America. Stop playing with me, sir.